Hello, everyone. Today's talk, we're going to be discussing making events safer using ArcGIS public safety solutions. We'll focus on a particular solution, the special events operations, in today's talk, and just discuss what these solutions can bring to your organization or agency, and also ways to expand upon them. So these solutions are, just out of the box, ready to be deployed from Esri. And they're basically just preset configurations of Esri's AGOL or portal offerings that are configured in a way that meets the needs of particular clients or particular needs. So let's talk about special events. As we all know, like within a community, special events are an important part of building, a communal connection, and they're often big income drivers or big events that bring people from outside of your community into it. They can also be resource intensive. They are successful when an event is well considered, when it is executed safely, and it's well organized. So in order to get that successful end, planning, coordination, and clear communication is needed between multiple agencies and multiple stakeholders. So Esri solutions are available to assist you if you have a ARC or an Esri relationship already, you have an account. These solutions are more than likely available to you right now. They are a free offering from Esri for its users to really make use of the technology as quickly as possible, and to kind of get over that initial hurdle of, wow, all of these things that Esri is providing me are incredibly powerful and useful and versatile, but I need it to do this one particular thing, and the setup here is going to take some time. This deployment, these solutions are envisioned to get you past that first hurdle, so you get the Esri tech in a format that gets you 90% of the way there, and then you would input the specifics of your event, the area that you have planned, and it just allows a integrated communication system for different agencies. It also provides a lot of enhanced decision-making offerings for planning purposes, compliance and reporting, public communication. All of these things are very useful and derivative products, really, of using some of these solutions. So again, this is, we're going to be focusing on the special event operations solution today. Again, it's out of the box, easy to deploy. We'll kind of go through the solution itself is kind of a broad encompassing term for several different products in themselves that are connected together, interrelated. And what I'll do later in this presentation is kind of give you a tour of each of these products and what they're meant for. But at the same time, there are multiple solutions. If you go to the Esri Solutions page, you'll be able to see the variety of options made available to you. And there may be some overlap here. So particularly with special event operations, we have two solutions that Esri offers. One is the kind of the simple or simplified special event operations solution, and then we have a special event permitting and operations solution. There is a large amount of overlap here. The main difference here is that the special event permitting operation solution allows additional functionality for the process of collecting and reviewing event permits. So if that's a particular need within your agency or organization, or you feel like your current permitting workflow could be improved upon or would benefit with tie-in with the operation side, then perhaps the permitting and operation solution would be more, would have a greater effect and benefit for your organization. So just multiple things to consider. I'm going to go back in my slide just to show you that, you know, the event, a special event form is a little bit different than the special event permit. You have a permit manager here, but we have a special event sitemap that's duplicated here. We have a permit review and a permit dashboard. So these are additional helps. But we also have special event operations map and event command center that are very similar whenever the event is happening. So dual functionality, two different solutions technically, but one just provides that additional permitting capability if that's of particular need to your organization. If really all you're concerned about is the event itself, setting that up and coordinating for day of and after action reports, then the special event operations solution is going to be plenty. So let's take a tour around this special event operation, and I'm going to switch my screen. So apologize for the hiccups if there are any. All right, so our special event form here is, this is what we're getting out of the box with the solution, and you can see that we have a special event form. Let me take it a step back and say that I'm using a website from Esri that allows us to kind of tour their solutions without having to deploy them. So they're already kind of just set up for us to kind of investigate what the solution looks like after deployment. Some of these have some rough data population just to kind of show and visualize what the solution is capable of. But again, when you deploy these solutions, the real, it's getting you 90% of the way there, but that last 10% is really important because that is the specifics of your event itself, the site that it's happening on, where you're staging resources, where the restrooms are, where parking is going to be, restricted access zones, medical tents, yada, yada, yada. All of those things, where they are on the site, are important. So there will be some configuration that's needed to make that event happen. But again, having a map for an organization is going to help you communicate data more efficiently. It will help with public communication as well as integrated communication between agencies. So this would be a special events form that would be filled out in preparation for an event to give your organization a better understanding of what the event is, what considerations you might have. Is it open to the public? Estimated attendance? Will alcohol be served at the event? There are several pages here that could be filled out, and you can add your own questions if there are anything or any concerns that you might have or questions that you want answered by your event organizers. But this is a great resource here just to kind of get that initial data collection about the event so you understand what you're going to be trying to organize and make sure it is executed safely. Aside from the special event form, we have a special event manager. This again is with the solution. So we have an easy table with an inset map here showing all of the events that have been submitted, as well as a status of each event. Is the site map completed? We have several no's. We have a couple yeses. Operations map complete. Is that completed yet? No. The status, is it under review? Is the event approved? Is it submitted? Will alcohol be served? You know, just a kind of a breakdown of all of the events that are upcoming, that are that need to be planned for. We can kind of check the status of where they are in that planning cycle, which is helpful. Once we have an event map made, this is kind of an example of one event map. So we have several, as you can see here in the area of this event, we have fireworks fallout area. So this is a restricted area. We have event parking over here. We have several food vendors, and we can click on any of these to kind of find out more information. We have a first aid and food concessions, as well as fire lanes marked out. So we want to make sure that there are no additional parking or lane restrictions here. All of this is done, in preparation for the event, understanding the circumstances of the event, and kind of whenever you're planning the layout of the event space, having someone there to record it in the sitemap is going to make that digital, make it shareable, and allow you to have a lot more configurations to help your agency kind of down the line. So we're going to take this sitemap, and then this will kind of feed our special event operations map. So here, during the event itself, we will have an operations map. Let's see here. I'll show you some of the other options here. So with our operations map, we're recording particular events, situations. We can record our point of contact in certain areas. If we have patrol, and they have a mobile device on them with the Esri field mapper or whatever configuration you're using, their location can be tracked as well. So this event or a special event operations map helps you kind of allocate resources, know where particular areas need to be guarded, and then everyone that has access to this map would understand where you have things deployed. Let's come over here for after the event. So we have this special event after action. This will help us kind of take a look at what happened during the event and take a closer look at what's going on. So we have these historical tracks here, both law, fire, and EMS. And we can see their track from initial call time or dispatch to whenever they are encountering the situation. So we can trace back those events and using the location information, which is nice, as well as report types. So we can go back and take a look at what happened, what the report was, where it was called in from, as well as taking a look at how response approached those situations. And lastly, we have kind of how do I put this? We have the special operations or command center. There we go. Desktop operations map. So essentially what this does is in your command center, you have the ability to see and monitor what's going on. So you have your operations map available to be loaded and take a look at the map itself in all of its detail. We can monitor situations as it loads. We can take a look at what incidents that are happening, see both completed and in progress. We can see our last known locations of certain units. And we can take a look at our dispatch map here, showing the dispatch and who's being called and responding to it. So all of these solutions, web maps, and sorry, let me think about this. All of these solutions that are easily deployed from our special event operations solution These include, a Survey 123 form, several web maps, several pre-configured dashboards for your decision makers and people in your event command center, so that everyone that is using this map has the ability to see the same data and also add data to that map, whether that be an event, whether that be a new location for a restroom, whatever it might be. These maps are editable, and you can set who has the authority to edit certain maps, and then who has just view authority. They don't want to edit, they just want to see what's going on. All of that is configurable. The main thing is that the special event operation solution allows you to just deploy this and kind of integrate these products into your organization's existing workflow. So instead of just taking a pencil and drawing out the plan on a site on a printed out piece of paper, you can do this on your computer, and then that is recorded for the rest of your team. You can also print out these maps. That's always a possibility. It's much easier to go from digital to paper maps than paper to digital, as you could imagine. The one last thing I want to mention in our time that we have here, this special operations solution, as you might have noticed, was configured for an outdoor setting. So we have special events that are this operation is really used for fields, or a block party, or a downtown event where you have a large area that you're trying to cover, multiple resources that are spread out. So that's kind of the idea of the special events operations. If you have a large indoor facility, things are a little bit different. And here's the reason why. Indoor facilities, because they're buildings, the location data of your phone or of any other sort of GPS unit is going to be hampered because it's indoors. That the signal between the device and the GPS satellite in space has that interference of the building itself, which can obscure the accuracy of the location data. So all of this is still possible indoors. It just takes an extra step of mapping that building itself. CloudPoint offers indoor mapping. So it would produce a 3-dimensional map of the building itself, where you could then, once you have that map of the building, it would operate essentially like the special operations or event operations solution, where you have the building itself, and then you can create your site map on top of that building. Additional resources that you might consider if you have a large indoor space is additional GPS receivers, or essentially they operate like GPS but indoors. So it's a beacon inside the building that communicates with a device, so that that device knows exactly where it's at within the building. That beacon kind of operates like a GPS satellite, but smaller. Instead of trying to figure out where you are in the world, it's just trying to figure out where you are in a building, which is really useful with multi-story, complex building situations. So I just wanted to mention that while we discussed an outdoor event, indoor events are also possible with that extra consideration.